I think that the tax increment financing, TIFs, as we refer to them, are great, an economic development tool, along with pilots, payment in lieu of taxes for some projects that come along in the city. And I think, but I also must tell you that TIFs, when they were originally brought forth, I don't know, 20 years or so ago, were really for the small business guy. This was to help the small business guys get started, put some money into the project, and give them a few years to be able to grow without having, frankly, to pay taxes, property taxes, and allow them to put the money instead into their businesses. It has become now, in some instances in Baltimore City, almost a free bag of money for a few developers. And I know I'm going to touch a rail there, but I am going to say that, you know, we have a but-for clause in these TIFs. And there was one large one that I didn't think met the but-for clause, but I perfectly feel like we have to use TIFs and we have to use pilots because but for their support, many of these projects will not get built, and we will not inure to the benefit of all of the ancillary funds that would come into a city. However, I think we have to be very definitive in figuring out how the adjacent communities would benefit from the project. And not just the development or the developer of the project. And I think that the TIFs and the pilot should be used mostly in areas that give greater benefit to vulnerable communities that are adjacent to those communities. So I think it's a great idea. I have been bothered, frankly, that I think we've misused. So recently, for example, there was a TIF. I chair Economic Development Taxation Finance Committee of Baltimore City Council. Recently, the Wexford Group, who is working with the University of Maryland Biopark, wanted the TIF to do a new incubator over in that area, Poppleton, Big Town and Holland's Market, et cetera. And I said, sure, let's do this TIF. It's great. It will create jobs. It will be wonderful. It will go forward in terms of economic development in an area that doesn't have very much right now. I said, but also, let's make sure that the community that's surrounding the biopark, which doesn't have very much right now, sees some real benefit to it. That we're able to build new small businesses, for example. Let's put away some money so that new small business guys and gals can come in and say, we'd like to start a business. We need a few $1,000s, not a few million, a few $1,000s to help open a new business and to create a business or to maintain and expand what they have now. And by doing that, and by the way, and create some other amenities like park land that's maintained, or play space for young people or older people, trees, decent streets, decent infrastructure. Let's make sure we create more than just 1 or 2 blocks of new development. Let's expand that to a little bit across the greater community. And the University of Maryland and the Wexford people very much did that. And so we had something that a TIF that also had a community benefits agreement with it, so that we're all happy that we're going to have a great, strong development that's going on, and we've incentivized them with tax breaks, which is all very good. And at the same time, we've allowed the community to also grow a little bit surrounding them. So we're going to have a great melding. So I'm fully in support of using these incentives, these tools, to urge on economic development. But I still say that cutting the property tax in half in Baltimore would be the greatest incentive that we can do. More than one developer who has used the TIF pilot has said to me, you know what, I'm not here if we have a tax rate that is competitive with the surrounding jurisdictions. Because the tax rate is so high, by so wide a margin, I almost have to ask for a tax incentive. And they're right. They're right. I don't disagree.